up, everyone? Jason Suttie here with Suttie Mortgage in the Vinyl Lounge. This is where I work, this is where I relax, and this is where we shoot the Suttie Mortgage show right now. You can see the vinyl we're listening to right now. That Hosier album is legit. Actually, I loved him. They did that big music festival thing on Saturday night, and he was on. That was great. But of course, a little bit to my R&B roots, we have New Edition. So that's sweet. So those are the albums I've been listening to today. I like to feature those. That's kind of fun. So let's dive into the Suttie Mortgage show. And today, the first thing we want to kick it off with is what we've been doing, what we've been learning. And I referenced last week the whole idea of using Zoom, and we've taken that to the next level. We've been doing some webinars. We did 2 today, and they've been a real great tool for us to just relay education and messages to people and help them give them an educational piece on what's going on. So we've been really loving webinars and plan to do much more of those. If you have any topics that you want us to do something on, by all means, please let us know. Love to help you out there. But Zoom's been great. And I think what I've liked about it is, you guys probably guessed, I don't mind being on camera and chatting, but it's gotten a lot of other people more comfortable. And I did so much of my business on the phone prior. So what I've liked about this is now I get to see a lot more people actually, because we do everything via Zoom. So we're doing a ton of that stuff. Webinars has been the biggest learning curve, trying to use that, but it's been super cool, and I really quite like it actually. So next stop, let's talk about the market and what's been going on. Very much like last week, we've actually leveled off a bit here. As most of you have probably heard, the Bank of Canada did not touch the overnight rate. They just left it as is. And that was totally to be expected. The reality is we're still stuck in this economy, and they don't really have a lot of other places that they can't go down. So that didn't surprise me. The fixed rates have come down a tiny bit, like nothing earth shattering, but now we're looking just under 3. So some great rates out there still. It seems to be the banks have kind of caught up. We have regular time frames again, so that's been really good. Something I don't mean to harp on, but I think it's really important that we are seeing in today's market is when you apply for a mortgage, especially a purchase, they're going to ask you for a second pay stub within 30 days of closing. So what they're really after is making sure you don't get laid off by the time you remove your subjects and the time you actually move in. So I think that's really important to know that's going to happen again when you get a little bit closer to your closing date. So the next part we like to talk about is what kind of deals we're working on, and that is easy. Purchases, and more purchases. Things are actually happening. As most of you know, the list of essential jobs is enormous. There's actually quite a few people that are still working, and when we see any big shift in the market, so for this one, it was a big drop due to COVID, and it's a big employment situation. Traditionally in the past, it's been mortgage rule changes, big rule changes in the market do something. And when we see these big market shift, everyone pulls back and they stop doing anything. They pull their reins back, they get scared, they're not sure, and then slowly everything kind of trickles back down and settles down, and that's what we have here. So we have people kind of comfortable, their jobs are looking a bit more secure because now we know what this world looks like. The realtors have gotten really good at having social distancing and making sure they can show homes in an appropriate manner. So that business has kind of started to pick up again. So that leads me to what I'm suggesting a lot of people do is if you're thinking about buying a home, it's time to get pre-approved and pre-qualified. The rates are super low. Wouldn't you be furious if you decide to buy in 3 months and things have picked up and the rates have gone up and you could have gotten a lower rate? I mean, that would suck. And then secondly, let us look at your documents and your numbers and give you a real hard number. You don't want $300,000 to $400,000. That's not a good enough range of what you qualify for. You want $372,000.03. Like, let's get that really dialed up. So when you're out shopping, you can feel really confident. You know your rate, you know your budget, and out you go. So that's what we're after right now, is really getting some people pre-approved and pre-qualified. So when they go out there and buy, they're prepared. So let's wrap her up this week with the question of the week. And the question of the week we got was, why do I need a lawyer or a notary when I purchase a piece of property? And the answer, that's specific to BC first and foremost. All property and real estate law is a provincially driven thing. So in BC, lawyers do 4 things for you. The first thing they do is they review the purchase agreement. They want to make sure it's legit, everyone's protected, and all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted. So that's the first thing they do. The next thing they do is they ensure that the property taxes and, in the case of a strata, the condo fees are taken care of. The last thing you want to know is that someone didn't pay their property taxes and you have to have that bill. So they make sure that the date you close, the property taxes and condo fees are up to date. The next thing they do is they not only register you as the owner, but they make sure the title is the way it needs to be, that there's no leftover liens, there's no leftover mortgages. They pretty much make sure that's a clean slate with just you on it. And then the fourth and final thing they do is they register the mortgage to the title of the property. So lawyers are actually, and notaries, super useful. There used to be an old adage how much cheaper a notary used to be. And what we see now, that you can find a cheap lawyer and expensive notary. The reality is, I think you want to make sure that you're working with someone that you're comfortable with. So make a couple calls, talk to a couple lawyers, a couple notaries, reach out to your realtor or your mortgage broker and ask them who they suggest. We have extensive experience, and just, I think, work with someone that you feel comfortable with, because I feel that the price stipulation, the price differences will work itself out in the end. That's all we have for you this week. I hope you have a rocking week. I hope you're safe, having some fun with your family and adjusting to the new life. If you have any questions, you know where to reach us. Jason Suttie with Suttie Mortgage. Your story starts here.